Okay, guys, we are live. It's Friday night. It doesn't seem like Friday, but it is. An extended Paddy's weekend for myself and Keith here over in Ireland. Hope you guys are all well. We've a lot to talk about tonight, guys. We really do. An awful lot to chat about. Trent's injury hopefully won't be too long. He missed a few games, I'm sure. Arsenal game, we'll have a quick look back, and I haven't talked to Keith since that 2-0 epic win at the Emirates the other night. Champions League draw. We'll go through the 4 games. 4 colossal games. I'm absolutely in dreamland with the result against Benfica, of course. And we're on the right side of the draw too, to be fair. We really are. And Forest on Sunday in the FA Cup quarters. A chance to get to a Wembley semi. We're in dreamland. Anfield Express is not stopping. It is on the tracks and it hasn't stopped. It is full throttle. Choo-choo to dreamland. Keith, at Eaton Ryan on Twitter. How are you?
Good. Absolutely good, yeah. Enjoying the extended 4-day weekend. So
Jesus,
it's been good. Been good.
You couldn't do it every weekend, could you? Fucking
no, you couldn't. But, you couldn't be worn out now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Be worn out. Sunday's going to be a very dry day.
We'll enjoy a little nice 25-minute chat here about the Reds. It's always great to talk about the Reds. But I haven't talked just since the Arsenal game, so I just want to get a little recap on what you thought, your thoughts on the Arsenal game the other night. It's a huge win, I know, but performance-wise and stuff like that. Second half, I suppose.
Real professional performance, to be honest with you. In fairness, they came out, played really good first half, to be honest with you. I don't think we did a huge amount wrong, to be honest. Couple of succession of corners right at the start of the game. Then they certainly got a foothold, to be honest with you. And they played some good football. They pressed very well without really creating any type of chances, to be honest with you. But certainly they would have been happier going in at half time, certainly in the up, but the team that came out in the second half really just stomped, the makeup of that side all over that second half, to be honest with you. Just from the get-go, complete change of midfield, biting a lot more, in the middle of the park, hunting in packs, earning a right to play our football, to be honest with you. So match them. And as soon as we match them from a physicality, from a pressing, from an intensity perspective, we've got a lot more talent all around the pitch. And that showed, from
just look at the
Thiago's
bench. Look
ball.
At the bench.
But even Thiago's ball, he's probably the only player for Jota's goals who could do that. He almost takes out their entire side with that slide drill pass. And yes, the keeper's bad. But it's a shot on target, on a slippery
surface. It's low
surface.
And it's hard, It's low and it's hard.
When it's slippery, it was a wet, very, very wet evening, so it would have been well to keep it out. But you, if it was your keeper, you would have expected him to maybe save it, to be honest with you. And then we put the game to bed a couple of minutes later. But the press in the lead up to that, with the 3 boys hunting on the edge of the box, then the ball breaks out to the wing. Robbo again, intensity. Gets his head up, and a great pass in. And then there was no doubt, to be honest with you. There was no doubt after that. And I suppose the platform for that was the great Alisson save beforehand. So which really kind of,
it reminded me of the Napoli save. Do you remember the Napoli save? It could be epic looking back in it, at the end of the season, say, well, that save won us the league, that type of way. Yeah,
so listen, it was a great result against an informed side. To be honest, who have something to play for, but we're at a different level to Arsenal and ourselves, and City are on a different level to everybody else in that league at the moment, and that's what it is. We didn't play particularly well in the first half. We played well for a patch in the second half. Still a bit wasteful, at times. Did enough, to be honest with you, and that's what it's all about now at this stage of the season. It's about just ticking them off one by one. And we're coming into a really intense period. I think, if we can come out the tail end of this period with the 2 games at the back end of April, with when we play United and Everton, I think if we've got any type of a slender lead coming out of the tail end of that, I think we're models to run away with it. So I think we'll it's really intense. Like, we can at this point in time I still think there's another slip up from City's perspective. I think they're going to struggle. I think they're struggling to score goals. And I think some teams have figured them out. They're not getting as many overloads, byline as they normally do. So all is not well there, to be honest with you. When we're not not necessarily playing the best, but grinding out results. They've let a couple slip, particularly against Spurs, they let slip, and then obviously they let slip against Crystal Palace. So, they're probably more looking inward at themselves, and we need to look at ourselves, to be honest with you. So we're in good shape, and there's still a lot of memory there within that side to be able to know what they need to do to keep the run going. I think Etihad is going to be massive, to be honest with you, but we can kind of go into that now, kind of going, do you know what, we'll probably be top, going into that game, which psychologically, we could be, which psychologically.
If we beat Watford, when we come back from the international break, we Watford at Anfield. We beat them, or even a draw, we'd still be top on goal difference. But we surely should be beating.
Yeah, they've got Burnley then away, haven't they? They've got Burnley away.
Yeah, they Burnley away the next day, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. So and they don't pick up 3 points. We're going into that match on top, which is huge psychologically.
It's psychological, yeah. Football's partly psychological, as we know.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But we seem to be
13 points behind it. I think the start of January, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
I know we'd a game in hand or two or something like that, but still, that's a big City would be looking at and go, these fuckers are a point behind us. They've a slightly better goal. They've got a front five that can nearly interchange and mix and stuff like that. They're struggling, as you say, to score goals, but look, there's still work to do. We've slightly tougher fixture on paper, but doesn't really mean much.
We've still got two big rivals to play. We've still to play United. They're both at home. United and Everton at home. Yeah, but I think we've Villa away and we've Newcastle away as well. So we've got out of the 9 we have left, there's 4 or 5 potential. You could look at them and kind of go, banana skin.
To be honest, Keith, every one of them is a banana skin because we can't even afford to draw a game. We have to win.
Yeah. No, but listen, you look at their fixtures and you wouldn't have put down at home to Spurs as being a potential banana skin for them, and you wouldn't have put Crystal Palace down away as being a, I'm certainly looking at the first half.
I don't think that City game, everybody's saying it's a must win, but I don't think it's a must win. I think it's a must not lose. Must not lose. Yeah. Even a draw there, it's still a point possibly. And you after that you'll have we've 9 games left, so after that there'll be 8 games. Sorry, after that game
we'll have Watford on that, so it'll be 7 after that, won't it? We've 9 left.
So I don't think everybody keeps saying, you win that. It'd be hard to win there. A draw wouldn't be a bad. Let's be real here. You know what I mean? Just don't lose it.
It's a significant. Blow to them if we were to go there. Now listen, we've got an appalling record there. There's no two ways about it. We don't do well there in the league. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But listen, we're in great shape now at the moment. Like the game management seems to be a hell of a lot better. And I think if we can get the front 3 really playing as a unit, I don't think they are at the moment, to be honest with you. They're 3 great individuals or 4 great individuals, depending on what way they do it. But, if you could get those guys performing like a unit, the way Bobby, Mane and Salah used to perform as a unit, I think we'd be very formidable. And I don't think, I think we should have at least another 1, maybe 2 finals.
We're in dreamland. I was talking about it earlier, but we are it's historical level dreamland.
Yeah, but you could just as easily be walking away with a League Cup and nothing else.
I know it's tight. So it's fine.
That's the nature of it. Like we're not nailed on in any other competition, no matter what way you look at it.
I'm enjoying the ride, though, Keith. I mean, we're going far in every single competition. We're pushing City right to the bleeding edge of their seat, and only us are capable of pushing the fucking state-sponsored, juggernaut to the edge of their seat.
When you look at our record, in semi-finals, we've it's near enough. It's not far off. I think we might have one defeat, but it's it's under Klopp, but it's not far off, impeccable, to be honest with you. So if we get, and it looks like on paper we should get to 2 more semi-finals. You'd have to think that there's another final in this side, at least another final, and hopefully it's a Champions League final, because it's a 2-legged. Listen, all's on paper. Benfica can score goals. They've got some dangerous players, but we should be going in as strong favourites. And if that follows through, you're a two-tie leg away from another final, with and other teams are going to take each other out. So you'll have one of Real Madrid, Chelsea, and City away.
City. Well, City got Atletico. Atletico will give City a game. I'd expect City to come through against Atletico. But the good thing for us is it's a bruiser of a double leg, isn't it? They won't stop. They'll be biting at your ankles and legs because remember,
Using every trick in the book.
Yeah, we play City away in the sandwich, the meat and the sandwich, right in between the two quarters against Benfica, and similar to them.
Yeah.
So on paper, you could say it's a slightly easier game for us, of course, traveling to Portugal. They travel to Spain, a really tough opponent. But
and sometimes these big games sandwiched in between big, Champions League games are inevitably a draw, and they're both kind of.
Would you take a draw? Would you take a draw now?
I'd take a draw now. Oh, absolutely, I'd take a draw. Absolutely, I'd take a draw.
Yeah.
The way we're going, the way they're going, like they're the ones dropping points at the moment. We're not, to be honest with you. So I would absolutely take a draw.
Yeah. It's a bit away, obviously injuries and all that, touch wood, but a lot of people said I must win. It's not a must win, guys. It's a must not lose. It's a must not lose, because if you lose it, you're in deep shit. But certainly don't lose the fucking game.
No.
We could just go through, obviously, the Champions League draw today. I was over the moon today. I did a quick live stream for it. I couldn't believe it. Everyone was saying Benfica is the easy one. But look, they beat Ajax. They're not that bad. They have a very good forward up front. He's banging them in Portugal, but they're not winning the league. I think they're third in the league. FC Porto, who we know very well, are winning that league and probably will win that league. We've a great Portuguese contingent, of course, Jota and Luis Diaz, who came from Porto, and Pep Linders, who knows a lot of Portuguese people and worked in Portugal, speaks Portuguese, by the way. So it was the tie I wanted. It was the tie I'm sure you wanted, Keith. It won't be easy. Of course it won't. A place for semi-final and Champions League. But I really do strongly fancy us if we hit anywhere near A level, even in one of the games, to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think second leg is home, isn't it, as well? So
at Anfield, second even suits us.
And other way around though, other way around against Bayern. So I think, isn't it?
And as you say, Bayern, Villarreal will give them again. Villarreal beat Juve convincingly 3-0 the other night.
Yeah.
But Bayern will be, I don't know it, but look, they're playing in, I'm going to say, a farmers league, but they're winning nearly every week. Although they've had a few weird results in the last few games, but I wouldn't be afraid of Bayern in semi-final. I can tell you that much.
The way we're playing at the moment, you wouldn't be afraid of anyone. To be honest with you, and certainly the team nobody wants to get. Certainly the team nobody wants to get, particularly over two legs. The way we manage two-legged, ties, they don't want us. I think even a Chelsea and City would much prefer, even Real Madrid would much prefer to play us in a one-off match rather than over two legs. Particularly at the business ends, quarterfinals with semi-finals with Anfield in play, it's massive. It's absolutely massive. So, and listen, the omens are there as well. Last couple of times we got Benfica and Bayern Munich, we went on to lift the title. So now these things have an awful habit of going back to both in the arse, But listen, there's omens there. There's omens there all over the place, So hopefully one or two of them come through for us, whether it's the league or the Champions League.
Look, we're just in a great place. We should just be enjoying it. Really, I know it's going to be a lot of nerves. Every game is a squeaky.
It's a lot of nerves. And
every game is a fucking nervous game.
Yeah, and listen, this was the way. This was the way. It wasn't the league. The season we won the league, obviously. It wasn't like that. We knew from very early on. We knew by Christmas, pretty much, or just after Christmas, that we were odds on to win it. But that Champions League run to the final to two finals where we're nail biters no matter what way you look at it, and that other title
similar
run
to
where
the 18-19
second place was
18-19
was just like, so listen, we're well used to it, and the players are going to be well used to it. We are well used to this, and we know what to do to win. We know what to do to get across the line, and hopefully all of that muscle memory and psychological memory that the lads have from those campaigns with a lot of the players who have been around for that holds true, and we can handle the nerves better than other teams can handle the nerves, Like certainly in Champions League.
All we can say, listen, look, we've got the experience, we've got everything going for us. Diaz has given us a huge boost. It's the whole front line. He's given the whole team a bleeding boost. He wasn't great the other night, but doesn't need to be. It doesn't even need to be. It's just having him there. The likes of Salah and Bobby coming on. Bobby comes on and scores. So it's just, that's the difference, I think, and that's the difference between a really top level side who are not playing A level, doing okay, tipping around, bringing subs on, scoring goals. You know what I mean? That's what wins you things, Keith. That's what wins you things. Spider in the house. What's the crack, lad, down in County Cork? How are you going on? Hopefully he's well. Spider on the web tonight. Hopefully he's on the web watching us. Mitchell Balson. Apologies for not knowing the guest's name, but he looks like Hugh Jackman. Wolverine. Well,
Thanks. I'll take that. I'll take that as a
like Hugh Jackman now.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
His name is Hugh Jackman, by the way. It is Hugh Jackman.
Wolverines, my friends.
Wolverine. Yeah, listen, I'm just in dreamland. And as I say, on the other side, Keith, I mean, Chelsea and against Madrid, Real Madrid, and of course City, Atleti. That's the tough side, really, isn't it? I mean, you have to say.
It is a tough side. Of course it is.
That's a tough fucking hell.
Like, Real Madrid. Look, Real Madrid for 20, 25 minutes against PSG look like absolute world beaters, to be honest with you. Look like they'd tear anyone to shreds. What?
Yeah, they were shy up to that, though. PSG were 2-0 up, cruising nearly. Yeah. They're bottlers. They're like bleeding Spurs. Bottlers. If Atletico can keep 11 men on the pitch, they will give City a stinking experience.
Yeah, I think they'll give us. I think if we come across Real Madrid at any stage, in a final, they will certainly give us a game just with how they play. To be honest with you, there's a lot of pace down the wings, which will mean our fullbacks will need to be. Certainly, it won't be just us all dominating the ball with our two pushed on fullbacks. If the ball does break down, they can hurt you. They can hurt you down both sides with the pace they have and the trickery. So they'll give us a game, and we know we'll get a game off City, and we know we'll get a game off Chelsea. So whoever comes out of that now, it's going to be a tough final,
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a tough final. Final's always tough, and for fuck's sake, it's the big one. But Dor on, I hope I pronounce his name right. Dor on tour. I'm doing a video with this guy tomorrow. He's a big Nottingham Forest fan channel for the FA Cup game as well. So he's a top bloke. See you tomorrow. You absolutely will, my friend. Yeah. Can't wait for that. We're going to have a little chat about the Forest game as well, right at the end, of course. Because
I'm looking forward to having a good look at that Spence lad, to be honest with you. I like him.
Who?
Is it Jed Spence? Jed Spence plays for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. Look, the forward, the real fast guy.
I don't think he's a forward, to be honest with you. I think he's always
asked that question. Who's the most dangerous guy in Forest? There's a guy that tore he tore Arsenal to bleeding shreds.
Yeah, I think he's a fullback, is he?
I think a few teams are looking at him. I think Liverpool were looking at him.
Yeah, right back, yeah.
He's a right back, yeah.
I think he's a fabulous player.
I think could be a backup for Trent. Sorry, Dor. Yeah. We're looking for a backup.
There was method in my madness mentioning it, to be honest with you.
That's about, You'll have to do a little scouting trick on Sunday. But onto that, I mean, it's quarter-final. It's at their ground, City ground. I think it'll be a tough game. I think you go strong, Keith. I mean, you can't go weak and then lose and miss out on a Wembley semi. You've got to go strong as you can.
We've got the bench now to mix and match, and still, I don't think we need to go full strength, to be honest with you. But we've got the cover on the bench that we can mix and match a little bit, and still put out a strong side. They're not going to be afraid of us at all. They've got 2 Premier League scalps already, haven't they, in this cup competition? So they're not going to fear us. Yeah, they probably think they might be able to catch us on a bit of a hop, to be honest with you. So it's going to be at their ground. It's going to be a late evening kickoff under lights. And
I was actually in that ground. A few years ago. I was in that ground a few years ago. Nottingham's ground. Yeah, it's a real old school English ground, and it will be rocking. Yeah, it will be bleeding rocking. And there's a lot of history between Liverpool and Forest, of course.
It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all, to be honest with you. And, there's probably, you could, I suppose, Klopp probably won't let them, but you can excuse, the lads maybe having a bit more of a look over their shoulder at some of the larger, I suppose, opportunities that still present themselves to us, to be honest with you. So,
I think the League Cup final at Wembley gives Liverpool even more motivation to get back to fucking Wembley and enjoy that again.
Yes.
See what you did at that League Cup against Chelsea. Wembley Day out. They don't come around they don't come around every year, but I think that's enough motivation for Liverpool.
Particularly the FA Cup, it's when you look at the history of all the other championships or all the other competitions that we've won, we definitely should have won more FA Cups in our history, So, like, when's the last time we were in a final? 2012, was it, the FA Cup final? Yeah, 2012. So, and then before that was 2006, I think, wasn't it? So, they don't come along They don't come along that often, to be honest with you. Yeah, listen, I think it's hard. It's hard to know. It'll depend really on what team he puts out. So like
What
obviously
team
we're going
would
to
you
miss
go
Trent.
for? Well, I've heard today that Alisson's definitely starting, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that today. Alisson starts, which was fine, to be honest with you, because we know Queevy.
We have an injury, of course, to Trent. He looks like he could be out for
I'm
2 or
not too
3
sure
weeks.
I'm not too sure if that's as serious as
You think it's because of the England call-up type of thing?
No, I don't think it's just that, to be honest with you. I think he's probably got a niggle there, to be honest with you, but it's more precautionary than anything else. Now, listen, it's notorious. We don't talk about our injuries. We don't talk about our injuries. So, but we only played midweek, so I'm sure it's probably something he felt maybe after, as opposed to something he's pulled in training. So he's probably felt a bit of tightness there, and he's rested up, and maybe they've just done a scan, and there's something there. It could be 2 to 3 weeks, but I wouldn't say it's any more than that, to be honest with you, and probably coming at a good time. I think he recovers quite well.
He'd probably get a little rest and have him back for the...
Yeah.
Well, he missed the Benfica game, the first leg. They're hoping to have him for the City game, which is 10th of April. So
yeah, and listen, of the games, we've Watford at home and Benfica away. So we what's that? With Forest as well. Yes. Yeah. So we should be okay. So he's probably he may start Milner there. To be honest with you, he might just throw Milner in at right back
or Gomez.
Or Gomez, he might mix and match them over the next couple of games, and then it's a coin toss in terms of which one he goes with, to be honest with you. So
maybe Kanate, him, if Van Dijk, give Matip a rest. Matip's been unbelievable so far this season. I mean, he's just
and listen, Kanate hasn't let us down either, to be honest with you, when he's been.
That's what I think he'll do. Do you think Simicas obviously on the other side, that type of thing?
Yeah, he might do. Although I don't know whether he'd go Simicas for this level of a competition. A quarter final, would he go Simicas and Milner? He'd probably prefer to do
maybe keep one of the right backs,
keep one of them right, keep the left back there, just for consistency. He'll mix and match up. Like you could probably start Thiago, probably rest Henderson.
You can't drop Fabinho, can you? Fabinho has to start.
Can't really, to be honest with you. Can't really.
I think what you do, Keith, is you go strong in the game, right? With what you can. Yeah. You go strong and see how it is. If you're winning 2 or 3-0, I'm sorry, not the Forest fans, but if you're winning 2 or 3-0 with half an hour to go, you can make your substitutions. It's no use going the other way, going weak and be losing and chasing the fucking game to bring your players on. I think it's always better to go strong and not chase the game.
Yeah.
Try win the game outright with your best team, and then make your changes rather than chase the game of the week team. What do you think?
We should be able to make 5 or 6 changes and still be, and then it's about taking our chances, to be honest with you. Salah's had a bit of a break. You could probably start Salah. Jota's had a bit of a break there as well, or you could put Bobby in. You give Bobby a run, and then Diaz on the left-hand side.
I feel Bobby might start actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he came on and did well against Arsenal. He deserves a start.
Yeah, I'd be giving Mane a break. So,
I think Salah starts. I really do. I mean, Salah came on against.
Listen, I think if he's fit, he wants to play every match. To be honest with you, so
I think Salah, Bobby, Jota. I think Salah, Bobby, Jota start. What do you think of that? Salah, Bobby, Jota.
No, I do. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Maybe Keita in midfield. I just see here Rory Fitzgerald. I'd probably go with someone like Alisson, Gomez, Kanate, VVD, Robbo, Fab, Jones, Keita, Salah, Jota, Diaz. Is Elliott available? I think Elliott is okay. Yeah. Taka Minamino as a there. I don't know.
I'd have slight concerns over Jones and Keita. Both of them could easily have a bad game, to be honest with you.
You'd be pulling your hair.
Well, you'll even Fab exposed there, to be honest with you. So today,
it's going to be a physical game, Keith. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a physical game.
It's game.
Yeah, of course it is. And then
so maybe you do need the likes of a Hendo, a Fab, and a Keita or something in the midfield.
Yeah.
Rather than
2 of the
Thiago, because it's a physical game. Thiago,
you could go Fab Thiago. You could go Fab Thiago, to be honest with you, or you could even try Thiago as the deep line 6 if you want to. I think he gets through as many interceptions a game as Fab does, to be honest with you. So you could look to play that there. Then one maybe creative, and then probably another kind of a holding, combative midfield. I think it's like any game of football. You need to earn your right. We need to match them physically. We need to match their intensity. And once you do that, you'd like to think that the quality that we have kind of comes through at some stage in the right moments. But you're right, we have to match them physically. We've got to match them physically, you know. That they could very well sit in deep as well and just look to play their moments when they do get their moments, you know. But we should be okay. We should be fine, to be honest.
Do you know the good thing about it is Klopp actually has a headache on who to start and who not to start, and that is always a good sign, isn't it, Keith? I mean, the squad. Okay, Trent is injured, as we know. He will definitely miss this weekend.
Yeah.
But other than that,
it keeps everybody hungry as well. You know, like, you know, everybody popping in now should look upon this as being an opportunity for them to shine, to put their, you know, like we're getting down to a point in time where we've got semi-finals on the line. They all want to play in semi-finals. They all want to play in finals. So if they do get an opportunity, you'd like to think they're going to jump up and take that opportunity, you know?
Like, as they always say, the famous thing is that the worst game to lose is the semi-final because you're so close to a final. But then again, I think losing in a final is a killer. But anyway, losing in the final is even worse than losing the semi. For me,
I think so. Yeah, I'd rather if that's your destiny, I'd rather go out in the semi-finals, to be honest with you. Fuck the day out.
The heartache. But Keith, I think we leave it there. I mean, it's just, I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool before we go. I think it'll be a tight game. I think it'll only be a goal in it, something like 2-1. Any type of win without injuries to get into a semi, I would take. What do you take? You think it'll be 2-1, 3-1, something like that?
Yeah, 2-1, 3-1, to be honest with you. I'd love to see a fast start and maybe, you know, out of the blocks fast, try and get a bit of a lead up. And if we could kind of get the game done and dusted before halftime, that'd be super, where we can just take our foot off the pedal a little bit with the bigger games coming up. So, listen, that'd be great. But, you know, things don't always work out that way. I think we'll get through it. I think we'll just about get through it. And it'll be another one of those games where we have done enough. It'll be a professional performance, and we do enough to get through it, to be honest with you.
That'd be the podcast on Monday.
What we have seen as well, I suppose, is that, you know, there are levels with the guys. You know, there are other gears that they can go up. You know, so, you know, they play what they need to play at this stage. So they do seem to be quite a conservative side in terms of the energy reserves as well. You know, so, you know, we're managing games well, and we do seem to have a lot more in the tank on the last 20. You know, whereby we consistently and continue to look dangerous.
It's looking at the bench. You've got the fucking bench. You know what I mean? Yeah. We never had that bench before. No. Not since Klopp's been there. That array of talent, that array of changes, like on a bench, that you can actually literally change nearly the formation of the fucking team, the direction of the team. And that's won us games. Just go back the last 10 games. The amount of times players off the bench have won us games.
But you look at you look at the list of fixtures that we've got coming up, and we've got Forest, then Watford, Benfica, City, Benfica, Villa away, or that FA Cup semi-final, then United, Everton. That's our next.
Ridiculous. I mean, April's ridiculous.
Last 9 fixtures, and they're all done and dusted. They're starting. Right, we take Forest out the weekend. The next, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches to get through. 5 days between the first and 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 5 days.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's where you utilize your squad. That's why you probably will have 3 or 4 changes on Sunday. The likes of Tsimikas, Kanate, probably Keita, maybe even Jones or Elliott, and something like that. That's where I think you use the squad. Because where else are they going to be able to play games? Because after that, semis and 9 huge league games where you can't really mess around until you're forced into an issue to play. You want to be playing your best team for those 9 league games, won't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. We've got a nice FA Cup semi-final if we get that far before. The other good thing about that, though, is that, you know, from the 13th, which is Benfica, right, and like all those 3 games. So after City away, let's take out the semi-final. Yeah, 3 games are at home. So if we can come out on the right side of a good result against City, our next 3 games are at home, and the 2 big ones are home matches, right? So that's what I'm saying. If we can keep a slender lead coming out of the City game, you know, the next 2 league matches that we have, all right, they're big foes. It's United and Everton, but they're both at home.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good. It's good timing to get those 2 as part of that run in. You know, we've a lot of home matches. We've got a good run of home matches coming up, you know. So City away is really the only one in the league, to be honest with you. The rest are at home, you know, so it's good.
And as we said earlier, that City game is a must not lose. If you win it, absolutely fantastic, but certainly don't fucking lose it. Carl Rachel from Germany is going 2-0 to Liverpool. Tony K 4-1. I'd take 1-0 now, to be fair. Any type of win. 9 cup finals. Come on, you Reds. Absolutely right. We're half an hour in. I think we leave it there. Just a few things before we go to say, hit the 2,000 subs tonight. I was absolutely delighted to do that. First time, obviously, hitting 2,000 subs for the channel. Thanks to all you guys in the chat, of course. Without you guys, there's no channel. Without Keith, without Ivan, all the other guys like Jack and Doug and all the other guys and people that come in, it's absolutely brilliant. Just, it's a hobby. I love talking about the Reds. Keith loves talking about the Reds. We'd be doing it in a pub if we weren't doing it here. We'll still do it in a pub as well. This day next week, we'll be at the Anfield Rap Show in Dublin with Ivan as well at the Sugar Club. I think there's a few small tickets still available for Dublin and Cork shows. So next Saturday, the Anfield Rap, that should be good crack. If you can get into that. And I'll see you there for a beer, Keith and Ivan too. It's been absolutely emotional. Liverpool are in a great place, Keith. I'm just enjoying it. Thank you very much.
I said it a couple of weeks ago. If it just felt like if we could get through the next run of 3 or 4 games in the league with wins, you could feel the juggernaut was back, to be honest with you. And it feels like that. I think we're going to be very difficult to shift off, the mission that they have, and it's going to take a mighty effort by somebody to knock us off. I think, to be honest with you, the way we're looking at the moment. And I still think there's another level we can go up to. That's the most exciting part for me, that we're chasing on all 4 fronts, and we've got more gears to go into. There's no way we're rocking and rolling at full tilt here. We're probably operating at 50 or 60%.
We're actually playing within ourselves the last few games.
If we can get that switched on, coming down the final stretch here, we're going to be extremely difficult to beat, and that's what's exciting for me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll leave it there on a nice positive note. Big game on Sunday, of course. Then there's an international break, and then all hell breaks loose when we get back.
All hell breaks loose.
All hell breaks loose.
Buckle up, lads.
Hit the like, guys. Hit the share. Hit the sub. Thanks to Keith. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. A lot more content coming. Let's be forced on Sunday. I'm going 2-1. I don't care once we get to the